Hey, today in this video I am going to go over FluentBooking. If you are a course creator or a coach or a service provider and you need a system so that your prospects and your clients can book an appointment with you, either to get on a one-on-one call or a sales call or a general inquiry call, then you need to have a booking appointment system. Now, Calendly has been the most popular as a third-party SaaS, but as you know, there are restrictions to it. You cannot have multiple people. You need to pay per seat. Now, today I'm going to show you FluentBooking, which is from the Fluent Forms and FluentCRM team. And if you install this on your WordPress website, you have an unlimited booking Calendly type scheduling feature on your website itself. And you completely control it. All the data is your own. There is no limitations to the number of hosts you have, the number of meetings you have, and it also provides two-way synchronization with Google Calendar. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you a quick overview. I'm also going to show you how you can install, activate, and set this up so that you have a simple but beautiful booking system on your website. Let's get into it. So for those who want to have a quick overview of FluentBooking, I'll leave a link below this video, which is an affiliate link, but they have a 50% deal going on. And if you click on that link, you will get that gone into my WordPress backend. Now let's presume here that I'm selling a course coaching business and I want to have booking system associated with it. So I have already installed FluentBooking and I have also activated the license to it. All right, once you do that, you will see that FluentBooking option is going to be available here. So let's click on its dashboard. And the first thing that you need to do is it's going to ask you what kind of an event do you want to set up. Okay, and the options available are one-to-one or a group coaching. So here what I'm going to do is a one-to-one appointment or a call that I want to set up, and I'm going to say this is going to be a sales consultancy call. Okay, so that's the appointment. I want to set the duration. Let's say it's going to be a 30-minute appointment. You can also give it a description, and the next thing you need to decide is where is this event going to happen. So is this going to happen in person? So if you're the kind of business which needs to go at your attendee's location to have a call, then you can do that. But mostly as a course or course creator or a coach, you're most probably going to have an online meeting. So if you have that, select online meeting. If you don't, you can also put the custom option in. I'm going to select online meeting. It's asking you for a link. So if you have a predefined link like a Google Meet or a Zoom where you meet with your clients, you can put that link in. At the moment, I'm going to just put a hashtag here. I can come and fill this up later. If you don't have a link and you generate it depending on after the meeting appointment is confirmed, then just put a hash and leave it. And if you want to display that link at this point with a hash, I don't want to display, so I'll leave this unchecked and I'm going to click on update. Then select your time zone. So I am in Singapore at the moment, so I am going to search for Singapore and click on Asia Singapore and then click continue. Okay, so the meeting has been saved here. Now the next things that we need to do is go into the availability section and we need to decide how many days ahead can invitees schedule with you. So set a date. 60 days is default. I'm going to set like 14 days and I'm going to say that they are free to book a date within the next 14 days. Okay, then we want to see if you want to use an existing schedule or you want to set custom hours. Now these are the existing schedules that you have. It usually comes from 9 to 5 in your time zone. Now you can change this or you can click on set custom hours and you can individually select for each and every day. So let's say you also work on Saturdays and you want to select from 9 a.m. in the morning until let's say 3 o'clock is when you work on Saturdays. Let's say if that's the time, you can save the changes. And there is also this option for adding a date override. So if there is a particular date where you cannot attend from 9 to 5, but let's say on the 21st, you can only attend from 12 o'clock or let's say 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you can set that up and that will be applicable only for that particular day. Okay, so this is the options available. Let's save the changes. Let's scroll up. Let's go to limits. Now here it's asking, do you want any buffer time? Which means that if somebody is booking an appointment with you at 1 o'clock, let's say, do you want any time before the next person can book a meeting? If you set as 15 minutes before buffer time, so nobody can book the slot between 12:30 to 1 o'clock because it's a 30-minute appointment, but you need 15 minutes of buffer. So the only slot available is going to be 12 to 12:30. Okay, so that's how buffers work. You can also select a buffer time of 15 minutes for after an event. So let's say you finish a meeting from 1 o'clock to 1:30, but you need 15 minutes to write down your notes after the meeting is finished. Okay, you want to also schedule some time for overruns. So this 15-minute after event gives you that buffer. So the person who is going to book the next appointment will not see the slot between 1:30 to 2. He will only see a slot from 2 to 2:30. Then the next point is, do you want your attendees to give you some minimum notice? So if prospects are trying to book an appointment with you and you select as 4 hours of notice period, they will only be able to see the time that is 4 hours from the time that they are looking now. So if somebody is visiting your website at, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning, they will only be able to see slots after 1 p.m. in the afternoon. They won't be able to see slots between 9 o'clock to 1 p.m. So that's the minimum notice. You can keep it shorter, 1 hour or 2 hours. This depends on how much time period you need to have to prepare for a meeting. Then the slot intervals, you can leave it at the usual. Use the event length because the event is described for 30 minutes. We can keep it at. And then, do you want to limit the booking frequency? Do you want to allow each participant to only book 1 meeting per day or 1 meeting per week? Because sometimes prospects can be a little misleading. They might book multiple events to cater to their whims and fancies. So if you want to restrict that, you can keep it to 1 event per week, that they're only allowed to schedule 1 per week, or at least 1 per day. Then, can they cancel the booking? Can they reschedule the booking? Set it at the 2 check marks so that you send the links to your prospects on whether they can cancel or reschedule. And there is also this option called limit total booking duration. So you can schedule how many minutes of booking duration you want to limit this. Personally, I don't think this is that useful a feature, so I do not know the details about it. So I'm going to skip this at this point and save the changes. Then you can ask some questions to your attendees. So by default, the name and the email are required, and there is this one additional question: what is this meeting about? You can click on the edit button and you can change the details of this. So we can say, please share details for this meeting. Okay, we can leave that, and then you can also mark this as a required question so that your attendees are forced to give you some kind of an information before they book a call with you. You can also add more questions, and there are text area, number, phone, drop down. So depending on what you want to ask, you can pre-qualify your leads and you can get them to fill up and give you more information before they book an appointment with you. So let's save that. I'm going to cancel. I do not want any other meetings. So let's save changes. Then let's go to email notifications. By default, these notifications are pre-active. Our booking confirmation will go to the attendee as well as you. And if they cancel, then once again, you and the attendee, both of you, are going to be notified. Similarly, if they reschedule, you'll be notified too. Now, I also recommend that you configure a meeting reminder to both you and the attendee. So let's click on both activate. We can also edit it. And this is the default headline and event details will go. Now you can schedule when you want to have your reminders. And this is extremely important because you do not want somebody to book a meeting but not turn up. So let's say that 60 minutes, or let's say 1 hour, 1 day, 1 hour before the meeting, you send an automatic reminder. We can also have another reminder. So let's say we send a reminder 1 day before, then we send a reminder 1 hour before, and we send another reminder 5 minutes before the meeting starts. Okay, so these are the 3 reminders we can send. Now you can reduce this, but in general, I would say 1 day and 1 hour is at least a good to have, because clients are notorious to book a meeting, especially if it's a free meeting. Many people will book it and then they will not turn up on the day of the event. So you can have these reminders as additional tools for you. So let's save those emails. Let's save the changes. And SMS notification, you must have configuration with Twilio. I don't have it, so I'm not using this feature. We also have a payment setting feature. So FluentBooking by default has Stripe integration. You can use that, but they also have WooCommerce integration, so you can also have or collect payments for your meetings. If you want paid appointments, you can also do that with WooCommerce. I'll cover that in a separate video later. Then we have the webhook feeds. So if you want to send information about your meeting to some other platform, you can use the webhook feature here. Once again, I'll make separate videos on how to configure webhooks and send information outside your website. But if you are using and you are installing this with your own WordPress website with FluentCRM, Fluent Forms, then you wouldn't need to use the webhook feature. Then the final part is integration. If you have FluentCRM, then under the add new integration drop box, you will see FluentCRM integration here. You can click on it, and then the email, the first name and the last name are going to be automatically gone to your CRM, and they're going to be mapped with it. Alternatively, you can also send them to a separate list. So you can make a list in FluentCRM called appointments, and then you can put them into a separate bucket. You can also add separate tags. So clients who have confirmed a booking appointment with you, you can add and create a tag in FluentCRM, and you can automatically tag them once they prepare or confirm this meeting appointment. Okay. And you can trigger these appointments or this integration depending on specific events. So if you want this integration to work only when the booking is confirmed, you can do that. You can also trigger this on booking completed, or if you want to have a certain trigger only when the booking is cancelled, you can also have that. Okay, so these are available. Let's save this feed for the moment, and you can switch it on or off depending on what you need with it. Okay, so those are the basic integrations. Let's click on calendars, and you see that we have this first event ready. You can individually have a landing page itself. Okay, so to do that, let's first of all activate the landing page feature. I'm clicking on it, and then on the calendar setting, it says enable landing page features for this particular calendar, and we can individually select the different event types, or we can say, okay, I want a landing page for all my events. So I can save the settings, and I go back to calendars, and now if I click on share, I have the shortcode that I can paste on any page, or I have the direct landing page. I can copy that. I'm going to open up an incognito tab, paste that particular landing page URL, and here I have the URL ready. So I can click on a particular date. So now right now I am as a guest. Okay, I can click on the date, I can select the time that I want, I can click on next, and then I input my name, email, and the details of the meeting. And if I schedule a meeting, I'm just inputting some test demo details here, and if I schedule a meeting, this is going to be confirmed, and as you see, the meeting has been scheduled. And now if I go back to my main website, and on the bookings tab, if I click here, you see that a sales consultancy call has been scheduled between CC and admin. Okay, and this is the URL that has been booked. You get some information. Similarly, the FluentCRM integration has also fed, and the person who booked the appointment, his email, his name has been mapped with FluentCRM. So that's how easy it is to set up FluentCRM. Now let's go to the availability tab here. Here you can set up your global availability. Okay, by default, as you see, 9 to 5 o'clock from Monday to Friday is set. You can change that to whatever time is convenient for you. You can also add in the weeks. Let's go back to availability. You can also add a completely separate new schedule. Okay, then let's go to the settings tab here. So here the default settings are good to have. You can put your from name, your email address, etc. You should also have an SMTP set up here. By the way, I have set it up with Fluent SMTP, and I've connected my Amazon SES so that all emails that go through here are going to go through the WordPress website. Here you can have a team. So in the team settings, you can add a team member if you have, and because FluentBooking is hosted on your own WordPress server, you have the ability to have unlimited team members. Okay, this is how this differs from something as a SaaS tool like Calendly, where you have to pay per person. Then you also have Google Calendar and Meet integration. So there is the documentation which is given by the FluentBooking team. Just read the documentation. It's a series of steps that you need to do on the Google admin website, and once you do that and you save the Google API configuration, all your events that are going to be booked on your website are going to be synced with your Google Calendar. Then you also have integration with Outlook, Apple Calendar. You have a Zoom configuration as well. SMS by Twilio, I'm not using it. Stripe, the inbuilt payment gateway. You can enable Stripe payment, and you can have the test mode or the live mode if you have a Stripe account. Then we have the global modules here. So as you see, on this website currently I do not have WooCommerce enabled. So if I had it enabled, then WooCommerce will be available, and then I can associate a product with this, and then any paid appointments can be linked to a WooCommerce product. I'm going to make a separate video tutorial on it later. Then the final tab is the license, where you should import your license. Okay, so that is how Fluent Bookings is going to help you. Now let's do one more thing. I'm going to create a page on my website and I'm going to input the Fluent Booking shortcode on it. So let's create a new page. I'm going to call this appointment and I'm going to edit this with Elementor. So Elementor is open here. I'm going to first of all go to the settings of the page. I'm going to hide the title. I'm going to say I want it to be Elementor full width. And then let's add one container here. And I'm going to first of all add a headline. I'm going to center it and I'm going to say schedule your appointment. I'm going to click on the container, give it some padding on top. I'm going to say 75 pixels on the top and bottom and 10 pixels on the right and left. And I'm also going to the container layout and I'm going to say I want a minimum height of about 800 pixels. Okay. So once the headline is here, I'm going to search for shortcode. Pull the shortcode below it, and here I'm going to add the shortcode for my Fluent Booking calendar or the event. So I go back to my dashboard, go to Fluent Booking calendars, click on the share, and I have the shortcode here. So I'm copying this shortcode, go back, paste the shortcode here, and apply this. Let's publish it. So shortcodes are not visible on the Elementor dashboard itself. So let's click on the preview button and now you see that this is how our appointment is going to be scheduled here. So you can select the date, you can select what you want, what time, and as you see we set it for 14 days in advance, so that's why you can only book until the 30th of this month. Okay, so that's how you set up Fluent Booking on your own website, or you can use the landing page feature that is available with Fluent Booking as well. It's a fantastic plugin. Below this video you will have an affiliate link, and I'm also going to create separate tutorials on how you can associate with this with either WooCommerce or how you can use additional features that Fluent Booking provides. If you have any particular requirement, please drop a comment below this video and then I will be sure to answer this. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.